In October of 2019, a lawsuit was filed against Kim Chi, Pearl, The Vixen, Sheikulé and their boyfriend, Bible Girl, and Jake Yonce. According to an old article, the suit alleges that the defendants made false claims about the plaintiff, a management company called Neverland Events and Artist Management, and seeks compensatory and punitive damages well in excess of $5 million. Now, if you don't remember what happened, last year many queens alleged different kind of wrongdoing from the part of the plaintiffs, with some claiming unpaid fees, difficulties with their merchandise, or even access their website. Not long after that, Jake Yonce started publishing a series of videos related to the situation. Even though no one is talking about this, the suit is still ongoing and it will likely continue for the foreseeable future. Recently, Pearl made this post on Instagram, stating that the situation already caused her to spend upwards of $10,000 in legal defense, and the loss of her income caused her to leave her apartment and move somewhere more affordable. Now, according to the electronic documents, the complaint was filed October 2, 2019 for libel and or slander, and the jury demand was attached to it. Now, please note that neither the Circuit Court of Cook County nor the clerk of the Circuit Court of Cook County warrants the accuracy, completeness, or currency of this data, and the data is not disclosed by the site as an official record. So there's your disclaimer. According to the document, the case was slowed down due to the pandemic, with not one but 2 orders of continuance issued in April and June, and the last update on the legal proceedings was last Wednesday on September 9th. Some of the defendants, or at least their legal representatives, seem to have already played an active role, including The Vixen, Pearl, Sheikulé, Bible Girl, and Jake Yonce. If this is a case of too much tea spilled, or defamation against an honest company just trying to do its job, will be for the court to decide. But among the fandom, stories of mistreated queens have been circulating for quite some time, not to mention queens being offered to work for peanuts, if not even for free, even by big names in the entertainment industry, and you know who I'm talking about, resulting in many among the fandom to have a very, very clear opinion on what this lawsuit is all about. Unfortunately, when it comes to hard and verifiable facts, it's impossible to say which party is at fault here. With regards to the queens, it could be that this is an outrageous case of queer entertainers being mistreated by a management company, like many others. But it could also be a case of defamation, due to the queens not properly understanding the ramification of their contract terms. And as much as many of us don't like this possibility, it is a well-known fact that the language in which contracts are written can often be hard to understand or even misleading, depending on the wording, with tiny little clauses and exceptions here and there that can drastically affect the meaning of the agreement. That is why we call it legalese instead of plain English, and as I said before, it will be up to the court to decide on this matter. But another story is Jake's involvement in the lawsuit, as it seems to be directly related to his videos. Now, the perspective of something like this happening to content creators is daunting to say the least, and its possible consequences reach far and beyond in a community of people very dedicated in supporting, following, and discussing our queer entertainers and what's going on around them. However, one thing is commenting on something, another is being sued for millions of dollars. Now, the prospect of one thing leading to the other could be enough to scare many content creators into not covering this lawsuit at all, and actively avoid addressing other controversial issues in the future. But we need to talk about it, not only because it involves the queens and content creators, but because if this goes to trial, its outcome might drastically affect the way content creators comment and report on controversial issues here on YouTube. You see, there is a very fine line between defamation and freedom of speech. What does it mean? It means that in practical terms, you can say things like, in my opinion, I think, I believe, It looks to me like, because statements like these make it very clear that whatever you're saying is your personal belief. You can also make hypotheses or state possibilities. In this case, words like could, might, seems like, those are your best friends. But you should not state as fact something that you can't independently verify, as that can expose you to the very real possibility of facing legal troubles. However, Jake clearly states in the disclaimer that none of the information provided is meant to be taken as a fact, and his videos are made for entertainment. Mind you, not news reporting, entertainment. And this is why the outcome of this lawsuit is so important for all of us. Will we have to watch our every sentence at any given moment? Or will we be able to speak freely after disclosing our intentions? Unfortunately, we can only speculate on the details of the lawsuit and how the Queens, Shay's boyfriend and Jake are defending themselves. Since the vast majority of the records can't be accessed online, it's very difficult to actually understand what's going on, if there's any merit to the lawsuit or what could be the likely outcome. The situation is even worse when you think that the parties involved might have been advised to keep radio silence as a precautionary measure. On the bright side, defamation lawsuits are notably difficult, not to mention proving and quantifying damages and monetary compensation. The problem is that, like many other legal actions, they also have a tendency to drag on for years, often leading many to seek out an early settlement in order to avoid the unsustainable piling up of legal fees. According to the electronic documents, between October 2019 and September 2020, more than 170 exhibits were filed by the plaintiffs, with the original complaint being amended once, and some of the parties have been steadily active for the whole year. What all of this means in detail, at the moment we have absolutely no way to know. Although the records should be publicly available, they can only be requested in person, and as you know and hear, I live nowhere near Chicago, or the US for that matter, and I can in no way afford a trip to the other side of the ocean. With many of our most successful videos either being demonetized, monetized by someone else, or being taken down, this channel doesn't even make nearly enough to afford basic equipment, let alone a trip to the US. But if for some reason those documents would happen to magically appear in my inbox at toprpdrvideos@gmail.com, I would be more than happy to go through those hundreds of pages of legalese and then come back here to give you guys the TLDR on what's going on, in a manner that is, of course, respectful to both the parties involved. And with that said, we wish the Queens, Shay's boyfriend, and Jake the best of luck, in the hope that this situation will resolve quickly in their favor and that they can go back to live their normal lives. But let me know your thoughts on the situation in the comment section below. However, please keep it polite, as this is still really a delicate matter. As usual, if you like this video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. A very special thanks to our patrons for supporting the channel, and if you wish to help us as well, a link to our Patreon page is in the video description. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.